Hey guys, Math Mom here, and today we're going to be talking about the greatest common factor. Now, this is a really big title, and it makes it sound like it's a really hard concept, but really, it's not that bad. It's really just all simple words. Greatest means the largest, common means something that's similar between two things, and factor, which we've already talked about in a previous video. Now, if you haven't watched the video on factoring a number, then you may want to pause this video, go back and find the video on finding factors, and that will get you prepped and ready to go for finding the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is simply the largest factor or the greatest factor that two numbers have in common. So the greatest number that a larger number has in common with another number. What you do is you ask yourself, what is the largest number that both numbers can be divided by? It still may sound a little complicated, but let's break it down. Let's give it a try, then you're going to get it. Let's look at the numbers 18 and 27. So if we want to find the greatest common factor of 18 and 27, the question is, what's the largest number that both of these numbers can be divided by? What's the largest factor of 18 and 27 that they both share, that they have in common? Okay, enough words. The first thing we do is we list the factors of each number. So the number 18, when we list all the numbers, the list of numbers that multiply together to give you 18, we come up with 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Why? 1 times 18 is 18. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 6 is 18. So those are our factors of 18. Then we list our factors of 27. 1 times 27 is 27. 3 times 9 is 27. So our factors of 27 are now listed. Now, if we're looking at our words, greatest common factor, we found the factors. Now we want to find the greatest one that they have in common. See, the name greatest common factor tells you exactly what you're going to do. List the factors, find the largest one that they have in common. So what's the largest number in here that 18 and 27 share? If you said the number 9, then you're correct. So to find the greatest common factor, we find that common number, and then we can write that the greatest common factor between 18 and 27 is 9. It's the largest number that divides evenly into both of our numbers. It's the greatest common factor. Let's try it again with the numbers 16 and 32. First step is to list our factors for each number. So the factors for 16 are 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Factors for 32 are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. Again, if you don't know where we got these numbers, it's a good idea to pause this video, go back to my video on factors, and then get a refresher on that and come back to this video so that we can quickly list the factors of our numbers. Do you remember what the second step is? The second step is to find the largest number that they have in common. In our case, what number is that? If you said the number 16, you got it right. 16 is the largest number that they have in common. But you may say, oh, but Math Mom, 16 is one of our big numbers that we're talking about. And that's okay, because the greatest common factor can be one of your original numbers, because 16 is divisible by 16 and 32 is divisible by 16. So the greatest factor that they have in common is, in fact, the number 16. Now let's try another set of numbers, the numbers 16 and 27. If we're finding the greatest common factors, if you want to, pause the video, list the factors of 16 and 27. When we list these out, we get 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16 for the number 16. We get 1, 3, 9, and 27 for the number 9. And then you say, oh, wait, Math Mom, there's only one number that these two numbers share, and that's the number 1. So what do we do if the largest number that they have in common is the number 1? Well, we have a special term for these two numbers. We would say that 16 and 27 are relatively prime. But now wait, Math Mom, because 16 is not prime. Nope, it's not. We listed the factors of 16. 27 is not prime because we listed the factors of 27. But there are no common factors between 16 and 27. So together, we call these two numbers relatively prime because they only share the factor 1 in common. Numbers are relatively prime if they have no factors in common other than 1. That's why when we looked at the numbers 16 and 27, we said that they are relatively prime because the only factor that they have in common is the number 1. Now, before we go, I want you guys to give it a try. If we list out the factors of 21 and 42, what is the greatest thing that they have in common? If you said 21, you're correct. The greatest common factor of 21 and 42 is the number 21. If you got that right, great job. You are on the road to be able to do all of the greatest common factors. I hope that if you run into more trouble, you come back and check out Math Mom. Like and subscribe to our videos so that we can help you in your math journey.